Greetings, humans. It's me, Bob Harris, senior editor of FootballDiehards.com. Time for the Super Wildcard Weekend Injury Review, Preview, Update, Overview. The thing we like to do each week, I'm doing it on Friday this week because there are Saturday and Sunday games. So we'll cover them all. There's 6 games altogether. The Packers and Chiefs have the bye this week. And we'll dive right in. Again, things will change just like they do in the regular season. Check the news and views section of the site for more on that. We also have articles up by Kyle Dvorak. Myself, rankings, check everything. Lots of information available to you to help you set DFS lineups, playoff tournament lineups, one and done type lineups, etc., including a postseason long cheat sheet where we've projected how we think the playoffs will go and rank the players according to that. So you can check that out if you're playing in that kind of contest. So I'll start out with the early Saturday game, the Indianapolis Colts at the Buffalo Bills. For the Colts, everyone kind of made it off the injury report. Jonathan Taylor was of some concern, had a shoulder issue that limited him early in the week, coming off a 253-yard outing in this regular season finale. It might be wise to give him a little rest. And Phillip Rivers has a toe issue that he's been dealing with for quite some time. Both of them are off the injury report. Beyond that, DeForest Buckner, the defensive tackle, is questionable. Seems likely he'll go. Rock Ya-Sin, the cornerback, is out as well there. So on the other side of the ball is where it gets a little interesting. Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley both listed as questionable. If you were betting today, you'd bet on Stephon Diggs, who downplayed his oblique muscle injury throughout the week. He was able to work on a limited basis on Friday, or Thursday. Hopefully he will be able to make it into the work. So Beasley, though, seems like unlikely to play, but the fact that he's questionable raises a little bit of a possibility. I don't think it's anything I'd want to count on. Beyond that, Isaiah McKenzie would move up in the rotation if Beasley can't go. Had a great week last week. He has an ankle injury. He came off the injury report. So no official designation. The Los Angeles Rams at the Seattle Seahawks, the middle game of the triple-header on Saturday. Jared Goff listed as questionable with the thumb injury. Did not play last week. John Wolford standing by. Sean McVay has made it clear they're not going to tell us who the starter is until about 2 minutes before kickoff. So we'll have to deal with that. My guess is it'll be Goff. He's worked on a limited basis. Says he's ready to go if needed. They're being very coy about this. Cam Akers, not on the final injury report, avoided designation. Played heavily last week, not very effective, but at least got the workload. He'll go up against the Seattle defense leading the way there. On the other side of the ball, the injury report had been pretty clear until Friday. They added Rashad Penny as questionable with his ongoing knee issue. They also elevated Alex Collins from the practice squad, so maybe a little foreshadowing there. You don't want to probably go down below Chris Carson or Carlos Hyde. Those are the top 2 guys in that rotation there. So beyond and Hyde missed last week's game with illness. He is off the injury report this week. Was a little limited early in the week, as was Carson with the foot injury, but they've been doing that as maintenance. DJ Dallas looks like he could be available too. He's off the injury report. Tampa Bay Buccaneers against the football team in Washington Saturday night, because Washington was the NFC East champions. They're the higher seed. Tampa Bay, the 5th seed in this affair. So for the Buccaneers, Mike Evans listed as questionable. Seems like he's going to give it a go. As Chris Godwin said, I wouldn't want to be the one who tells him he can't play. And Bruce Arians said the same. They're going to have to fight him to keep him off the field. The question is how capable is he? Is he ready to put in a full day? Washington's defense rather tough. Tom Brady will be facing a ferocious pass rush with Chase Young saying he wants a piece of him. So he's after the GOAT. Running back LaShawn McCoy was ruled out for this game. So he's had an illness, lingering issue over time, not COVID related. So we know that, but he will not play this week. So that leaves Ronald Jones, who worked fully this week, hasn't been a problem with the finger that he dealt with, full participant all week long in practice. And he'll be, Leonard Fournette will handle the third down role and come off the bench behind him. Keyshawn Vaughn in the mix as well, if need be. For the football team, Antonio Gibson, Terry McLaurin, Alex Smith, all listed as questionable. Smith, latest reporting today, it seems like he's leaning towards playing, but there's been some talk about a rotation with him and Taylor Heineke. Smith's mobility wasn't great. If you watched the last game, he still has soreness in the calf. Wouldn't be a total shocker if Heineke got the start and he got the full run, but they would like to get Smith in there. So they would have preferred this be a Sunday game to give him the extra day of rest and recovery. He's not going to get that, but it is a Saturday night game. So my guess is we'll see him on the field, but you're going to have to watch and check the inactive announcements heading into the game. As in McLaurin's case, I think he will play. Played last week, and I thought it was a little surprising. I don't know how effective he'll be. It's a tough matchup. No Carlton Davis, it doesn't seem like, on the other side. Or is he ruled out, or just... Yeah, Davis is listed as questionable. Could return, but they won't be a full strength on the Bucs defense. Devin White's still out due to COVID issues. Shaq Barrett back, Steve McClendon back. So they'll have most of their guys, but might be a little undermanned in the secondary depending on Carlton Davis himself. Antonio Gibson, questionable with the toe. Played last week. Played the week before. Says he had a little swelling after the Carolina game, was okay last week after the Eagles game, didn't suffer any setbacks, so I would expect him to play. They just went easy on him in practice this week to preserve him. Sunday games, Baltimore Ravens at the Tennessee Titans. For Baltimore, I think it's Willie Snead is the only skilled player on the injury report this week. He's questionable with an ankle injury. Again, probably not looking to dig that deep into the skilled players there. Maybe a DFS outlier, right? If you're playing GPPs, it's Willie Snead. It's a good matchup for both teams, honestly. I think, look, Baltimore has a tough defense, but it hasn't been impenetrable. And obviously the same if you watched last week's game against the Texans for Tennessee. So for the Titans, A.J. Brown is not on the injury report. He missed Thursday's practice, missed Friday's practice, has knee and hand issues. The usual pattern has been limited Wednesday, no practice Thursday, return to full work Friday. This week it wasn't that, but he is off the injury report. The end result was the same. The same goes for Derrick Henry. They gave him a limited workload Thursday. He was never in any danger of missing. It was non-injury related. There's just a little load management there. And Darrington Evans, the rookie running back, has avoided injury designation as well. And Jeff Swaim also has a wrist injury. Evans is a shoulder. All those guys avoided injury designation. All of them are good to go. Chicago Bears at New Orleans Sunday, later in the day. For the Bears, Darnell Mooney is listed as questionable with an ankle injury. Allen Robinson has been dealing with a hamstring. He did not practice Thursday. Was limited Friday, but he avoided injury designation. Cordero Patterson also avoided injury designation. Buster Screen, the quarterback, is that cornerback is out. Roquan Smith, linebacker, has an elbow issue. He's questionable as well. So that'll be something to watch for New Orleans. Pass rusher Trey Henderson ruled out. That's a little bit of an issue. But beyond that, everyone's off the COVID reserve list except Alvin Kamara, right? So Latavius Murray, Dwayne Washington, Mike Burton, the fullback, all came off this week. So they'll be available. Alvin Kamara tweeted on Thursday night that he'll be see y'all on Sunday. So expect him to come off. He's been practicing virtually, watching through a video link as going through the game plan. Has sound hooked up to Sean Payton, so he knows what's going on. It sounds like he'll be good to go. You'll have to watch that. I believe they can activate him Sunday in advance of the game. I'll have something about that in the news and views when it happens. Also, Michael Thomas, eligible to come off IR. He's been practicing this week. Deontay Harris as well. So expect both of them. I think it'll be Saturday when they're activated, so watch for that in the news and views as well. Josh Hill with a hand injury. Taysom Hill with a concussion. Both avoided injury designation, so expect Hill to play his usual role there. Cleveland Browns at Pittsburgh Steelers. They close out Sunday night. They're missing some coaches. The Cleveland Browns are, most notably, Kevin Stefanski, the head coach, will not coach. Mike Prefer, the special teams coach, will be the de facto head coach. Alex Van Pelt, the offensive coordinator, will be the play caller. Beyond that, they have some issues. Myles Garrett is questionable. Jack Conklin, the offensive tackle, questionable. Wyatt Teller, the offensive lineman, questionable. They have people on the COVID list. Donovan Peoples-Jones also questionable, the wide receiver, but he was cleared from the concussion protocol. They only had 1 day of practice. They only practiced Friday. So a lot of these guys are questionable, just didn't have much time to practice. So I would expect a lot of them to play. Cordero Hodge, the wide receiver, is on the COVID reserve list and will not play. For the Steelers, everyone's off the injury report. Juju Smith was on there for a day, skipped practice, I think it was Thursday, back to work on Friday, and avoided injury designation. Same with Chris Boswell. The kicker missed the last game. He is back off the injury report, had a groin issue. He's good to go. So there you have it. Best of luck this week. I hope all your postseason fantasy pursuits are profitable and successful. And we'll be here for all of them. Again, check all the articles on the main page of the site. We have videos, audio. The Football Diehards podcast is there. Also, Football Diehards show on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio. You can catch that on Saturday nights, 7 to 10 Eastern. We'll run you through any information, cover the games that were happening Saturday, preview the games on Sunday. Have a great guest in line for that as well. And also you can catch me on Fantasy Dirt on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio with Michael Fabiano. Me and Mike Dempsey switch off days hosting with Fabiano. So check that out, 6 to 8 on SiriusXM Fantasy Sports Radio. And check out the videos on the main page. Emil Cadlick and Jason Brady doing some great DFS, some ownership numbers as well. And the initial DFS lineup show on Wednesday with Kyle Dvorak and Brady James. All good stuff, all there for you. Good luck this weekend. See you next week.